Hey everybody, welcome to another YouTube tutorial with your man Sean Tompkins. Today we're going to do For What It's Worth, Buffalo Springfield. We're going to learn about harmonics, we're going to learn some percussive techniques on our guitar, and we're going to learn some strumming, and let's get to it. At the end, as always, I'm going to do a run through the song so you can play along. I'll put the time code in the bottom of the video, so you just have to click on that. If you want to jump to certain parts, we're going to do a novice version, which is just a strumming. We'll learn the basic chords, and then we'll go on to a little bit more advanced version. So you can learn the novice if you're a beginner, jump to the end, and then play along. Or you can skip the first part and get into the a little bit more advanced part, learn that, and then go along to the end and play along as well. So let's get right into it. All right? We'll readjust here, and then so you can have a close-up on the guitar and see how it goes. All right? All right, here we go. For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. You are going to need the chords E major. By the way, we're in standard tuning. E, A, D, G, B, and E. Low to high. And as I mentioned, you're going to need the E major chord. I've covered how to play this and how to do the fingerings for that. So look it up online or look up a chord diagram, learn that chord, or go check out my lesson for Cover of a Rolling Stone, because it's usually the same chords. E, A, major, and D major. Those are the only three you need for this song, so it's great. The verse is only E and A. So if you're doing the novice version of the song, that's the verse right there. You can get away with that strum pattern, and those two chords for the verse. And the strum is a very basic, very common strum pattern, and it's just a. So it's down, up, click, up, down, up. So slowly. Down, up, click, up, down, click, down, up. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Okay, so practice that. You can even just stay on E. Down, up, click, up, click, up. And then it just holds on E for the first half of the lyrics, and then A, and then back and forth a few times until you get to the chorus. So it's E, something happening here, A. Watch my changes. It is ain't exactly A clear. There's a E with a gun over A. Telling E I got to be A. And then it goes into the chorus. And the chorus, the only thing that changes there is that you're going to play an E, a D major, A major, and then back to D. And the chorus kind of changes into more of a bit of a double time feel. So it's still the same count. You're still 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's just a double time feel the way you strum it, and you change the strum pattern because there's only a couple of chords in this song. It's good to change it up as far as the dynamics, the timing, and the volume level of your playing. So I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. So verse E, A, E, A. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. Here we go. Well, I think it's time we stop, children. What's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. So it's think it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. And then when you go back into the verse, it's still the same count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? You can get by on the whole song just by strumming like that. It's the whole thing. So if you click in the bottom of the video and go to the end, you'll be able to play along with me just in that beginner version. Once you've mastered that, come on back and we'll get into a little bit more advanced parts, okay? So here we're going to have the harmonics. That's kind of that famous beginning. And we're going to start with the harmonic. It just starts with lightly touching the string above that. It's between the 12th and 13th fret. And you just lightly touch it. You don't depress it. You just lightly touch it. Okay, you're not actually pressing it down. And then you just flick the string. And once you do that, you can actually let go and it'll just ring out. It's not like when you actually depress a note and you let go and it goes away. It just keeps playing. And then you're going to go between the 7th and 8th fret and do the same thing. Now there's actually a guitar part when they play this. When Buffalo Springfield plays this, there's 3 guitars playing. And one of the guitarists plays just that. I think it's Neil Young actually, who plays most of the song just doing that. And then there's little fills that he has and does the solo and whatnot. And then there's somebody that plays, a couple guys that play the rhythm. But that's the start. So that's how I always start the song. And then I add in the percussive parts as well because there's a drum that plays. And all I'm doing with that is I'm just hitting in between the harmonics while it's ringing out. I'm just hitting with my pick on the pick guard. And then using my fingers and pick. It's hard to do while I'm holding up to show the camera, but essentially. Okay, and that's how the song starts, and you get that percussion going. And then we start into the chords, and it's the same chord changes as when we learned in the novice section. It's just that I kind of break them out and add this percussive sound to it as well. So what I do is I make your E chord, but instead of strumming it, I separate out by picking the bass note, and then I use my fingers, so you're kind of doing a combo technique here. Pick and finger picking. So low, high E, and then I tap. And then you play this 4-string. And then you do that same kind of percussive thing that you do at the start, except you start with the deep bass, and you kind of try to replicate a bit of the hi-hat with your pick. You feel the difference there? So we start low, high, deep tap, 4-string, deep tap, high tap. Okay, so practice this. That's the first part. Once you master that, you just add that in at the end. And then you're just going to change chords and do the exact same thing. So, to A, and you're just doing the root note of A instead of E when you're on the E chord. Sorry. You're just kind of breaking out the notes in the chord. So essentially, one more time, we're going to go through it. 1, 2, 3, 4. A. Back to E. Back to A. And that's the verse. So you master playing through the verse, and then you're going to learn to put the lyrics on top of that. And if you have the novice section mastered already, there's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. Then you just do the same thing. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. It's still the same count, it's still the same chords. You're just arpeggiating out the chord a little bit there by playing low note, high note, thump, 4 string. 6, 1, thump, 4. Thump, tap, thump. Thump, tap, thump, tap. Think that if you want to sort of have a count in your head. 6, 1, thump, 4, thump, tap, thump, tap. And then change. 5, 1, thump, 4, thump, tap, thump, tap. So essentially what we're doing for the verse is we're trying to replicate this. We're not really replicating, but we're just adding that high part. And when you know, the ear kind of catches it, that high part sort of is that third guitar that's playing that harmonic throughout. It just adds a little more dynamic to the song. And then by adding this part, we're putting the percussion in, and then the low note that we're playing there, the bass note, sort of replicates the bass and the rhythm. And so it's just a way of playing all 3 or 4 parts on one guitar. And then when we get to the chorus, what we like to do is to add the dynamic of just strumming again. I think it's time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going on. So here from the verse into the chorus. There's something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. Here we go. It's time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going round. Back to the arpeggiated. Those battle lines being drawn, but it's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, getting so much resistance from behind. It's time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going round. You see how that strum pattern in the chorus changes the dynamic and brings everything up. It's still just E, A, and D. It barely is one more chord than the verse, but it just changes the dynamic of it by adding it to this double time feel. It's a little louder, play a little harder, and then right back in. It drops right back down and mellows back into that. All right, I think that's it, my friends. We're ready to go through the whole thing. So here we go. Buffalo Springfield, For What It's Worth. Hey, it's For What It's Worth by Buffalo Springfield. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. There's a man with a gun over there telling me I got to beware. Well, it's time we stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. There's battle lines being drawn, but it's right if everybody's wrong. Young people speaking their minds, much resistance from behind. It's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. What a field day for the heat. 1,000 people in the streets, singing songs and carrying signs, mostly saying hooray for our side. Well, it's time we stop. Children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Paranoia strikes deep into your life, it will creep. It starts, you're always afraid. Step out of line and the man will come and take you away. Well, it's time we stop. Hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, children, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down. Stop, hey, what's that sound? Everybody look what's going down.